The Hub is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Business and Leo Palace Resort Guam.
The clock is ticking with just 68 days left until the November 5th general election, Super Tuesday, and each Wednesday we'll be inviting your candidates running for public office onto the show to speak to you, the viewers and the voters. Tonight we've got 4 of your mayoral candidates joining us here at KUAM, and just going down the line here, we have candidate Franklin Champaco of Malesu. We have Mayor Vicente Taidagui of Talofofo, these two running unopposed. So your positions are pretty much set. Congratulations, of course, to you as well. But we also invited 2 candidates in a contested race in the village of Agana Heights. So here we have Republican candidate John McDonald III and Democratic candidate Richard Arroyo. Asamaina's Mayor Frankie Salas and Manila's Alan Ngata, as well as candidate Michael Gumatauta of Agana, were unable to attend. Now, candidates, each of you, like I told you before the taping here, will get a minute to speak to the voters to give your opening and your closing. And then in the question rounds, you each have 30 seconds to respond, with timekeepers here keeping us honest. So let's begin with each of you now taking a minute to tell the voters about yourselves. And I'll let you decide who goes first. All right, go for it.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, KOM, for this opportunity. Hafide Bonnet Toju. My name is Richard Arroyo. My parents are, most of you guys know me as Rich or Richie. My parents are Raymond Antolan Arroyo and Catherine O'Brien Arroyo. About 18 years ago, I was very fortunate to meet a beautiful girl from Agana Heights. Her name is Hannah Gutierrez. Hannah comes from the Torres and Gutierrez clans of Agana Heights. And not only was I fortunate to have married the smartest girl I know, but also to be married into a family that has deep public service roots on this island, and that is my father-in-law, Governor Carl T.C. Gutierrez, and my mother-in-law, First Lady Geraldine Gutierrez, are truly my inspirations of why I want to be in public service. Now, that really means a lot to me and why I'm here today. My wife and I, Hannah, we raised 3 beautiful children. My oldest, Seth.
And we can hear more from you. That's your time, for sure.
Okay.
Marriage, your turn.
Good evening, my dear people of South Wolfwood. Thank you, Susan Marcy, for the confidence and trust you bestow upon me for the last 4 years. I thank the Lord for my good health. The Lord gave me good health to continue serving you as your public servant. I really worked hard for South Wolfwood, and I will continue to do so the next 4 years. So please continue voting for Mayor Vicente Taidagui for the next 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Candidate McDonald, your 60 seconds.
Hopefully, Nick and Kieran, thank you for inviting me tonight to let you know I'm John McDonald III. My parents are John Francis II and Teresita Certeza McDonald. My grandparents are Charles Henry McDonald and Lucia Garcia McDonald, who holds a very special place in our family. She's our matriarch. I worked for Guam Homeland Security for 13 years, serving the island. Now I'm ready to serve our village. I coached a lot of youth teams in our village, and I'm born and raised in Agana Heights my entire life. Thank you, and please support John McDonald for Agana Heights Mayor.
Candidate Champaco.
Afari. My name is Franklin John Kirichai Champaco. My parents are Francisco and Carmen Champaco. My wife is Leilani Ariola Champaco. And I'd just like to thank everybody out there in the primary. We advanced. Although we're not no opponent, but we're not done yet. We still gotta seal the deal in the general. So I'd just like to thank everybody again for coming out and vote. And yeah.
Okay. Good job. All right. Now people get to know a little bit about each of you. 60 seconds goes fast in TV land, as you just noticed there. And don't worry, that is just your introductions. We'll get to more of the viewers and the voters getting to know a little bit about you based on your responses and your closing statements. But for now, we've got to get to the issues. Before that, we'll get to the break. This is The Hub.
The Hub is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Business and Leo Palace Resort Guam. The Hub is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Business and Leo Palace Resort Guam.
Welcome back to The Hub, your election central, and where we are bringing all your candidates looking to lead the island to speak to you, the people. Now to the issues. Candidates, you each will get 30 seconds to respond, and once your time is up, let's give the others their time. So, to your first question. And this one actually, it will start with Mayor Taitagui, and this one actually goes with your village. Talifofo is working with the Guam Police Department to set up a Koban in your village. What is each of your takes on having a police Koban in your village and why?
In reference to the police Koban, the project is completed. The police Koban is operational and is being used by the police officers. This project really curbed the crime in Talifofo. Police visibility improved. So we continue to improve our public safety in Talifofo.
Thank you. Candidate McDonald?
To have a police Koban in Ganites would be great. Right now we have Sinahanya, the station for the police, and then we still have we have the neighborhood watch. So I think we should have a police Koban in Ganites, but I think Sinahanya is still close to us for our Koban.
Candidate Chapaco?
Police Koban.
Police Koban, what is your take on having a police Koban in your village and why?
I think it would be great. Yes, we do. We see a rise in crime, you know, in everywhere around the island, and especially in the village of Malesu. So yeah, I think it would be a great idea to have one down there.
Okay.
And the nearest one, which is Agate, which kind of far, so be great.
All right. Candidate Arroyo?
Yes, it's a great idea to have a Koban, also considering the population of the Ganites. But my take is a three-pronged approach for the Neighborhood Watch program, and that's lights, camera, action. More lights in the village, cameras to be designated in areas that are in areas that are going to be very doable for the village, that they're going to see that this is going to be, that's going to help them out, and also roving cars for the Neighborhood Watch that will be making the rounds around the village.
Thank you. Now to your next question. Guam is vulnerable to environmental challenges, including climate change and pollution. What steps will you take to promote environmental sustainability in your village, and how will you balance development with the need to protect Guam's natural resources? And we'll start with you, Candidate McDonald.
Well, climate change is happening all over the world. In the Ganites, we have right now a garden, family garden over there at the lookout, and we'll have. We need to take more action with our own feral pigs, because they're the ones eating all our goods. So that is what I'm going to be doing too for the Ganites.
Thank you. Candidate Chapaco, Guam is vulnerable to environmental challenges, including climate change and pollution. What steps will you take to promote environmental sustainability in your village, and how will you balance development with the need to protect Guam's natural resources?
Wow. Coming from Malesu, we have a lot of coastal areas, natural resources. So first, I would seek a grant writer. You know, there's so much grants out there, and just build relationships with these people that are involved, that would help the village, and then just partner up and look into helping sustain that, and for the future. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Candidate Arroyo?
That's a good question. That's a great question. One is, like I said earlier, we have a river, the Funti River in the Ganites, that really fed the villages back pre-war for Hagåtña. and we have rich soil in Again Heights. To continue to keep that soil rich and the residents, the owners, the homeowners, is to continue to keep the village clean, and the animals and the dogs will be addressed accordingly by law when brought into office as mayor.
Thank you. Mayor Tattagui.
To help this problem, I encourage my people in Talavovo to start planting indigenous plant around your yard, out in the boonies, so that will control erosion. We have so much rain coming down now, so there's possibly a lot of erosion. So the more you plant, the corrosion will be minimized.
Thank you. All right, candidates, thanks for your responses. For your next question, we'll start with candidate Champako from Malasu. Guam's villages face varying degrees of infrastructure challenges, from road maintenance to utility services. What specific plans do you have to improve the infrastructure in your villages, and how will you prioritize projects given the limited resources?
It goes back to, again, like I said, it's building good relationships with these people, government, profit, non-profit, because basically they don't give enough money, right? Enough budget for us to go out there and actually do it. So we have to seek elsewhere. So that's what I want to do. I just want to go out and talk to DPW and our roads. We need to fix our roads down there in Malasu, And again, we talked about it. The area erosion. So yeah.
Thank you. Candidate Roy.
Thank you for the question. Being from the government, also being part of the DPW task force out of the governor's office, our experience was to, my always saying is that you can't go fishing in your backyard. You need to go elsewhere and fish elsewhere with the fish are at. And saying that, it means we need to look for the monies and to network more and to look for this inroads with the government agencies to help them bring more money to the village. And that's our job as mayor, to bring that there to help infrastructure for Again Heights.
Thank you. Candidate Tattagui.
I have 4 major infrastructure projects in Talavovo right now: the construction of a football field, the construction of a police precinct, the construction of a soccer field, and the renovation of our indoor gym. So hopefully this infrastructure will improve the quality of life in our village.
Thank you. Candidate McDonald.
So with the roads and streetlights, we can work with our own facilities that we have, sports facilities, to fundraise for our village past the red tape on the government side. Because that's all we've been waiting for, is money from the government. But there's ways that we can make money for our village to keep up our facilities and our lights, even our own street signs. So that's what I'm going to do when I become mayor for Again Heights.
All right. Thank you all candidates for your answers. We've got more questions for this group of mayoral candidates when we return. This is The Hub.
The Hub is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Business and Leo Palace Resort Guam. The Hub is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Business and Leo Palace Resort Guam.
Welcome back to The Hub. We are speaking with 4 of your mayoral candidates seeking to lead for at least the next 4 years, and here to speak to you, the voters. Now to the issues. Candidates, again, you each will get 30 seconds to respond, and once your time is up, let's give it to the others. So your question, and we're starting with Candidate Royal. The island's unique culture and traditions are integral to its identity. How do you plan to support cultural preservation in your village while also promoting modernization and economic growth?
Thank you for that question. What we want to do is we want to stimulate more of the cultural aspect, bring more the cultural into the village. My daughter is going to be going to the Horao Charter Academy, and we really want to activate the Chamorro culture with our Manumco, with our scientists to go there and start bringing it to the village level and start bringing it to teach them, our younger youth coming up, that this is the culture, and to continue that culture that keeps us together every day.
Thank you. Mayor Tattagui.
As far as our culture, the Valley of the Latte is a good place down there that preserve our culture, showcase our culture. So if people can come down and visit our cultural center, you appreciate what we're doing to preserve our culture.
Beautiful. I have yet to make it down there, Mayor, but my favorite thing is the falls. Okay. Candidate McDonald.
Right now, we need to bring our culture to our village. Right now, the only culture we have right now is skip. That's been there 85 years since 1985. We need to bring our culture for our Coconut Fest. We have a Coconut Fest, and we have the best lookout in the island. So we need to bring our Chamorro culture back to our village.
Yeah, I love that lookout area as well. Fort Pugan, right? Incredible. I remember growing up to both candidates here in Agayan Heights and going to those fiestas, and that's when you had like our own carnival. And I'm sure all the other villages experience is just the same. But the one village that I can never stop and just jump off that pier is down in Molesu. So, Candidate Chimpako, over to you. The question again is, how do you plan to support cultural preservation in your village while also promoting modernization and economic growth?
Thank you, Nick. First of all, just come down and we'll throw you off the pier. Anyways, no, so the culture is simple. We need to unite. We need to unite the people, and my way I want to do is unite our Manongkos with our youth. Have the Manongko teach, about the history. That's how I want to see how to preserve our culture down there. You don't see that anymore, so that's what I want to try and do.
Passing on that generational knowledge. It's a good one. Thank you. So this next question will start with Mayor Taitagui. The youth are the future leaders of Guam. Yet many villages face issues like youth unemployment and disengagement from education. What are your plans to engage the youth in productive activities, improve educational opportunities, and reduce youth delinquency?
Right now, our goal is to improve our recreational facilities for the youth. Like I said, we need to build our football field, we need to build our playground, we need to work on our soccer field. This will provide them opportunity for them to come out and enjoy the facilities. That will reduce their downtime in life, so we could be more aggressive and active.
Thank you. Candidate McDonald?
And again, guys, we need to bring back the after-school programs. We need to build our own playground that was promised for a long time. We need technology and computers in the centers that we used to have. Me, I'm gonna bring back the youth that I used to be a coach. So, when I was a coach, I had 9 teams. Now we can't even use the field and all this. So we need to bring back the youth to our village.
Thank you. Candidate Chimpako.
Question again?
Question was, the youth are the future leaders of Guam, yet many villages face issues like youth unemployment and disengagement from education. What are your plans to engage them in productive activities, improve educational opportunities, and reduce youth delinquency?
It's there's more programs down to our village, and again, just bringing them together, bringing our kids together, and educating them, about addiction, about all kinds of stuff. That's it. Just to unite them, to bring them together, is what I want.
All right, Candidate Arroyo.
Yes, thank you for the question. After school program, absolutely. After school program was activated, but they had to deactivate it during the pandemic. That's definitely going to come back. Summer literacy program for the youth, so we can prepare them before they go to school. Continue to stimulate their minds, engage with the youth, and the facilities that are surround us with the sports and other areas, they'll come into play. But after school program will be activated again. Summer literacy program will come in, a library, and also with the individuals that come to our village. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. For your next question, we'll start with Candidate McDonald, down at the end there. Transparency and community involvement are crucial for good governance. How will you ensure that the residents of your village have a voice in the decision-making process? And what measures will you take to maintain transparency and accountability?
Transparency is a big thing. In our village, we need transparency for our community. We need to go out there and ask them what is their concerns, and see what they got, because right now there's no transparency in our village. We have all these things that are going on right now that's just happening during the election years. We need to be transparent to our own village people. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate Champako, transparency and accountability.
That's sorry.
How will you ensure to maintain that?
Well, we got some plans of getting the message out, like bringing back the newsletter, and just informing the village, of everything we do. I think we don't do that anymore. So I think for the people, so they know what's going on in the village, we've got some platforms to set up a WhatsApp group chat, hotline, and then newsletter, and then of course social media, to get the message out.
Okay, thank you for that. Candidate Arroyo.
Thank you for that question. Aganites is stable. Aganites is stable. It's transparent. Accountability, absolutely. Everyone's accountable when you put yourself into office. Our city mayor right now is taking the helm right now of being accountable, transparent to the community. The village is informed, very informed. I'm there, and they're informed of what's going on in the village and what's the news, what's programs are coming up, what's activities that's going to happen that's going to benefit the village. So transparency and accountability, the village is stable.
Thank you.
The mayor's office is open for anybody to question the transparency of our operation. And then they always do. They always call the office for any information, what they need to know, and provide them the answer they need to know. So we're open 7 days a week for any question from our constituents. Please continue to do so.
All right, thank you, candidates, for your answers. And when we come back, the candidates get another chance to speak to you, the voters. This is The Hub.
The Hub is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Business and Leo Palace Resort, Guam. The Hub is brought to you by Docomo Pacific Business and Leo Palace Resort, Guam.
Welcome back to The Hub. We want to thank, of course, our 4 mayoral candidates for joining us on this episode right here. And we've got time to add one more question before the closing. I think the first one up is candidate Champako. And actually, this question is fitting for both your village and for the village of Agana Heights. The 3 of you come from villages with longtime mayors who have decided to step aside. And so my question is, coming into the race as a candidate replacing a longtime beloved mayor in your village, what are some practices of his you will continue to preserve his legacy, and what is something you would change?
To keep some of the programs that he started down there was like the not sure angel gift tree, during Christmas time. I like to keep that.
And to change?
And to change, honestly, just to be out there, just to go out and see the people, and
Okay.
yeah.
Candidate Royal, over to you.
Thank you for that question. Definitely big shoes to fill. Aganites Mayor Paul McDonald, 3 decades of mayor, and this is why I'm here today. When I got the call last year and he reached out to me, Rich, I'm going to retire. Are you willing to step up and run for candidate for mayor? And when he asked me that, I said, this is opportunity, that he had faith and trust in me, and that whatever he's doing and they're doing, we're going to build on that, expound on that, and it's going to be great and incredible. Thank you.
Thank you. That's your time. Mayor Taragui, you're the incumbent, so I guess the question really is, what are your plans to preserve your legacy and continue the work that you're already doing in your village? And what do you plan to change?
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of changes, different program coming up. I really work hard for the village of Talfo, and I will continue to do so for the next 4 years. So we have a lot of programs coming up, a lot of infrastructure for our kids. So please continue to vote for me. I know that it's hard to leave, but my constituent will let me go.
All right, Candidate McDonald.
I like to preserve my uncle's own, the Coconut Fest was one of his biggest ones. And the things that I want to bring back is after-school programs, the Manomco back to senior center, the baseball field, the activities for the kids. That's what I want to bring back for our community. Our sports are down right now, so we need to bring all that back.
All right. Candidates, thank you all for those responses. Now it's your time to shine. Each of you will get to speak to the voters and get them to come out and exercise their right to decide. And I believe the next one up is Candidate Arroyo. You get 1 minute, 60 seconds. You can look into the camera right there with our Pete Anderson behind it, and go ahead and take your time.
Thank you, Nick, and once again, thank you, Kaylin, for this opportunity. When I ask you for your vote, I ask you for your faith and trust in me. And I take that seriously. I take it really seriously to heart. And make no mistake, we are one village, one family. And I promise I will not let you down again, Heights. So just Masi.
Okay, Mayor Tadigui, your 60 seconds.
For the last 4 years, there were plenty of opportunities, programs to improve our quality of life in Talfo, and we took advantage of it. We were able to improve our baseball field. We were able to build a playground for the kids. We were able to install new street lights. We were able to renovate our Coban. All these things help curb crime, and that's our goal, is to make village a safe village for us to enjoy.
Thank you. Candidate McDonald, your 60 seconds.
Nick, thank you for having me today.
Thank you.
And KUAM. My name is John McDonald, and I think I'm the right guy for my village. I'm born and raised in my village. I'm here for the youth, the Manomco, and the veterans, and to keep our village beautiful. I ask you guys to come out and vote on November 5th. Vote if you want change. Thank you.
Thank you. Candidate Champaco, you're closing, and you can look into this camera right here.
Yes. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, KUAM, for having us. Maleso Undonklu Nasitus Masi. Thank you, guys, for coming out and for everything. We still got the general to seal the deal. Team FC, you guys, thank you very much. Biba Malesu.
All right, thank you, candidates, for your time. We've got more of the mayoral candidates and the senatorial candidates, and yes, the candidates for Guam Delegate set to answer some of your questions for you as well ahead of the election, the general election set for November 5th. They know, and now you do too. That's going to do it for us here on The Hub. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon.
Was there a bonus question?